Hey, it's been a while since I've done one of these. In truth, I actually started making this video a while ago. I just completely lost track of it. A pretty common tale for me at this point. I was close to giving up on it, but I decided against that since some of these games are actually pretty good and deserve some spotlight. Alas, if you are new to these videos, I essentially pick 6 free-to-play games at random to talk about, going over my thoughts on them, what I like, what I dislike, etc. The purpose is to give them a showcase. A lot of these games end up overlooked, and that's something I want to change. As I said before, these games are picked randomly, and for this episode, these were the ones that were chosen. We've got a mix of boomer shooters to synthy vibes to intense platformers to whatever this thing is. If you know of any free-to-play indie games that you think should be featured in these videos, then do not hesitate to comment them down below, and I'll be sure to check them out. Without further ado, let's begin with the first game. Cryptis is a self-implied first-person boomer shooter. It mixes a fantasy setting with guns and explosions. You must fight your way through hordes of undead creatures, ranging from wizards and monsters to archers and werewolves. What makes Cryptis stand out is how it combines the retro feel of 90s first-person shooters with a modern approach. It's got all the quirks you might expect from an old FPS such as Doom or Quake, while also having tighter mechanics that result in a buttery smooth experience. Cryptis is highly satisfying to play. It's fast-paced, and you'll be punished if you slow down at any minute during combat due to enemies being quick on their toes. As a result, you'll be moving around, dashing side to side, and shooting at any chance you get, and it all works pretty much perfectly. It has the retro feel nailed, and a lot of that is also thanks to the visual design. You've got an old school art style made refreshed with atmospheric lighting and compelling set pieces. What's just as eye-catching are the enemy designs, which use 2D sprites that are obviously reminiscent of the games that Cryptis is inspired by. As a side note, the werewolves are terrifying when they chase you. The game is split into 2 levels, both of which are linear and have specific combat areas that lock the way ahead of you. In order to continue progressing, you must defeat them all. This repeats until you engage with the final boss located at the very end of the second level. It's straightforward stuff. You have multiple weapons ranging from a pistol and a shotgun to a sword and a rifle that instantly kills almost everything. Difficulty-wise, it's somewhat challenging, but you can increase the difficulty setting should you wish to. I do think Cryptis errs on the repetitive side a bit, as it doesn't really change much throughout its runtime, but my playthrough lasted 25 minutes, so it could be worse. If you're looking for some simple, shoot-some-stuff entertainment, with the added bonus of having a retro approach, then consider giving this game a go. Lake Minnewaska is a first-person fishing game centered around the story between a father and his daughter, the former of which has embarked on a fishing trip to collect pictures of different fish to place in a journal created for her. Each picture is annotated and narrated with memories of what each fish meant to them. Whilst this is happening, he keeps in contact with his daughter through radio, though things start to become strange after the appearance of a mysterious fish unlike anything he has seen before. I don't want to provide any more info than that, since it is very easy to spoil the narrative of this game. All I'll say is that it is somber, and while it is also very much predictable, it still carries enough weight to leave an impact. The story concludes with a heartfelt message which ties everything up with a neat ribbon. The voice acting is also pretty decent too. In regards to the gameplay mechanics, these are very straightforward. You cast out your fishing rod, wait for a bite, then pull once you've got one. You'll have to move the mouse in whichever direction it asks you to while it slowly makes its way towards you. That's basically it. Outside of fishing, movement is restricted to a point-and-click style system, but you can interact with the journal to look at the pictures you have taken, and also use the map to travel. If the game were any longer than it is, I could see it becoming repetitive swiftly, but since it only took me 20 minutes to finish, it never did. Alas, everything from a mechanical sense has been made very well. Visually it stands out thanks to its hand-drawn art style, but the images used in the photographs and the cutscenes are excellent and really charming to look at. The environments don't hold up as well, but they still do the job. Overall, Lake Minnewaska is an all-around simple experience that provides a by-the-book story that still manages to be memorable and impactful, intertwined with straightforward gameplay and some charming visuals. A success through and through. I Forgot is a first-person... I don't really know how to label this one since I don't want to give too much away. It's a unique game. There's a talking frog in your house who claims he used to be a wizard, but has subsequently transformed into a frog. He cannot remember how he did this, nor how he ended up in your house. Your goal is to do as he says, unless you don't want to do that, but you should because you don't want to upset the poor innocent frog, right? His name is Diego, by the way. He wants you to make a potion, and in order to do that, you must find 5 ingredients. Something sweet, something cold, something electronic, something green, and something sharp. As long as you find all the right items fitting those categories, you're all good. Screw up the potion, and you never know what might happen. On a serious note, it's a straightforward game with not a whole lot to it. It's a short 30-minute experience that's filled with charm and amusing dialogue. It's even got a Skyrim reference. Oh, and all the frog puns, of course. It does, however, contain a genre change that completely took me off guard. I mean, there are hints that there is more going on, but the result of that build-up is memorable, to say the least. I think you should go in blind. I would tell you, but it wouldn't be nearly as impactful. Go in for the laughs, and who knows, you might be surprised by what you come out with. Just do it. You'll be fine. I had a good time with this one. I really enjoyed it. Forest of Frequencies is a third-person escort mission game with an emphasis on music. You play as an ant, serving as a protector of the land, and your task is to guide lost spirits back to their physical forms. In order to do so, you must play music, and follow the rhythm of the beat back to their bodies. Finding these spirits is no easy task, however, as the forest you travel through is twisty and full of dangerous creatures. Equipped on you is a device that allows you to alter the music around you. You can use this device to find lost spirits, and also have them follow you. In regards to dealing with enemies, your best bet is avoiding them, but the device can also send some to sleep when playing the right tune. Altogether there are 4 spirits to find, and once all of them have been rescued, the game ends. There isn't really anything else to the game aside from that. Very simple, step-by-step process. There's a brief cutscene at the beginning which showcases how the main character got the device, but nothing else on the story side of things. As far as the gameplay goes, it's fine. Avoiding enemies can be a challenge because you can't really deviate from the path. There are, however, multiple pathways, so you have to time it just right and traverse the right paths in order to avoid confrontation. It's very simple, and it stays the same from start to finish, but it doesn't go on for too long, so by the time you start getting tired, you've probably already finished it. I will say this, the game is very pretty to look at. Despite being dark, the world is filled with light and colour. Combine that with the music and you have quite the charming atmosphere. Enemy designs also look really good. If you're looking for a simple game with a small bit of challenge, some cozy music and all in all good vibes, consider giving this one a look. Third Power is a third-person platformer that sees you playing as some kind of treasure hunter, making their way through a mysterious tomb filled with danger. You must make your way through the tomb's increasingly challenging chambers while avoiding the hostilities within them. If there's one thing Third Power excels at, it's the creativity that's been put into its puzzle design. Each level I played was different in some way, and it carefully introduces new obstacles by feeding you with basic challenges involving them. Then, every few levels, you'll get a big location involving multiple of these obstacles. This build-up makes the game simultaneously challenging and simple to get to grips with. It also finds ways to make its mechanics impact the gameplay in multiple ways. For example, there's a puzzle that requires you to redirect an arrow to hit a target, but that arrow can also kill you if you make contact with it, so it's an environmental hazard as well. Oh yeah, you can turn into a box. I probably should have mentioned that first. I don't know why you can turn into a box, but that's something you can do. Pretty handy too. You can also climb up certain walls, run fast, and jump far. Unfortunately, Third Power has a pretty major problem, and that is functionality. Sometimes it feels like it's being held together by sellotape, and not the high quality kind. Movement control is poor. It's easy to get stuck to the side of moving platforms, as well as not being able to climb up walls. Controls don't feel very tight, and although the lack of responsive input is minimal, what's there can completely screw you up to the point of restarting the whole level. It's actually because of this that I didn't finish the game. I got so fed up that I had to stop. Other features that are in the game lack presence. There isn't really a story, but there are warnings you can find not to continue, and they paint a disturbing picture of what this place really is. They give the impression that it's more of a prison. Alas, you have no clue who the main character is or why they are doing this, so all of it falls flat. There's also supposed to be stealth in the game, since there are enemies, but that system is just not great. I can see the vision that Third Power has, and when it's not breaking up, it can be a really fun game. It needed more time in the oven, just to iron out those technical hiccups. Grimhook is a first-person parkour action game taking place in the ruins of Miletos, a metropolis devastated by floods. You wake up on the shores of the city's underbelly and work your way up to the surface in search of any survivors. On your way, you meet Kaetalia, a goddess residing in a lost gem. She asks you to find her a dagger which will serve as her vessel. In the meantime, she grants you powers to help you traverse the rocky terrain. It's a parkour-centric game, so most of the mechanics revolve around movement. You can double jump, dash, use Kaetalia's powers to propel you into the air, and use your trusty hook to grapple your way forward. I'm not lying when I say that this is one of the most smooth and satisfying traversal systems I have ever experienced in a video game. Everything just works so beautifully well. Going from point to point never felt like a chore, nor did it feel overwhelming. You go faster the more momentum you have, which makes the act of moving from point A to B feel like a rewarding process. On top of that, the levels are built in a way that allows you to approach them how you see fit. Multiple pathways leading to the same destination means that you can pick the path you think is best for you. This is such a good idea, and it means that it's pretty difficult to go wrong. Visually, the game looks excellent, and there are some fantastic set pieces that really do leave you in awe. Presentation as a whole is excellent, and has a good soundtrack to boot. There's also combat, which gives you the opportunity to use your special powers, all the while swinging your hook and grappling to enemies mid-air. You don't know too much about the world, other than that there's a lot of water, and the city has massive walls built around it to keep the water out. Evidently, these fail, but you're not sure why. There's a story to be had here, and a lot of it is just teased. It feels Lovecraftian, but it could also be something much more. I'm honestly stunned by this game. I can't believe it's so short and that it's not a demo for something bigger. This could very well be a huge thing. It even ends on a cliffhanger, for Christ's sake. Fantastic game. Play this right now. And there you have it. That's another 6 free-to-play indie games to add to your list. As for my list, it's still ridiculously long. I would add more games to these videos, but I don't want them to become oversaturated, and I think 6 is a good enough number. Who knows, maybe if we get to episode 10, I'll make a special big video or something. We'll see. Regardless, I hope at least one game on this list piqued your interest in some way. It's the frog game, isn't it? You have to play the frog game, come on. Or even Grimhook, seriously, what was that? It pains me that most people wouldn't even come across these games. Anyway, I've been doing this series since the start of this channel, and it's not something I intend to stop doing anytime soon, even if there is an almost year gap between episodes. I've been struggling with burnout for a while now, so I attribute the lack of consistent uploads to that. I hope to change this for the better. As always, if you enjoyed the video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate that. If you want to see more videos like this, then be sure to check out the previous episodes and subscribe if you end up enjoying them. Likewise, if you want to see more reviews for indie games, then be sure to subscribe for them too. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.